So as we all are clear what is lightning and what is the importance of lightning and why it is so important to this industry, now let's go for next level for this lightning and try to understand what actually one should do or what actually we will be doing if we are going to proceed by this phase. That is the project that we are going to have, which I'm going to or which we are going to start on lightning. So what all things we need to do, how should be the initial steps, everything we are going to talk about one by one. Let's get started. Now first of all, whenever you are going to proceed for any lightning project, so please remember that you have to be ready with a rollout plan. It's not like that we are doing some kind of some simple thing or some easy thing, or let's say same something like field deletion, create a field, delete a field, that's it. It's not like this. There are so many implications. Whatever thing you are going to do in lightning, a small even change is going to impact your entire customer base. Carefully do everything. And even let me tell you what actually people do in real time project. No one directly changes the lightning experience. So the Salesforce Classic to the lightning experience, everyone follows a group wise, step wise step. And what is the meaning of that I'm going to explain in today's session. But always remember that whatever change we do with very, very small steps, because many customers, many clients I have seen in the past from other in my friend circle, they had big trouble that suddenly someone from the technical side started Salesforce Lightning. They were completely confused. So many chows happened, and finally, after so much confusion, the customer realized what was happening. For example, when customer logged in, suddenly they saw there is no such kind of classic thing and all. When they logged into the Salesforce environment, they saw something different, and finally they just had complete confusion because they were looking at Lightning experience and all. So let me show you that one what actually should be the plan whenever you are going for lightning strategies. So if I go with the Salesforce classic format, see here. So this is Salesforce classic. So customers are habitual to see this kind of screen from last 5, 10, 12, 15, 17 years whenever their project is being started in Salesforce. But if they are able to see something like this suddenly, then that will become a problem for them. And for that reason, you, being a responsible person, should follow some certain steps. Okay, so carefully do that, and then only you proceed for the lightning experience, all activities. No matter whatever code you do behind the scene, that's okay. No, nothing is going to be impacted. But when you are going to work on some kind of lightning experience, you should be very careful. If you have written some kind of code and this code you are keeping, this is in lightning, you have written this in lightning component and all, and you are not making it available for anyone, no problem, it's all fine. No matter the code is wrong or no matter there are so many mistakes in the code, please note guys, it's not going to make any problem for anyone, because it's just a code not being added in an action or not in execution. But when you enable the lightning experience, there will be huge chaos in the customer, and for that reason, carefully you need to take the steps directly. Don't start using this lightning experience without taking your customers in confidence. Okay, so now for that, all companies follow some strategies. You also going to follow the same strategy. So what these strategies are and how we should be doing that, let me tell you one by one, and here we go. So point number one. So let's continue this lightning journey of today's session, and first thing, the rollout plan, very very important thing. Please note it says that, or it's a very famous saying in the Salesforce industry, by the way. So it says that if you are a very good developer or if you are a very good admin, and you're not good in a plan, then you are going to be definitely put your customer in trouble, because no matter how much good apex class you can write, or no matter how much good workflow rule you can write, but you're not good in a rollout plan, no matter it's Salesforce to classic, or maybe tomorrow you guys are moving from workflow rules to process builder, or maybe tomorrow you guys are going to move from the workflow rule for trigger, anything, just if you don't have a good proper plan, you are going to put your customers in trouble. So for that, rollout plan is always important in such phases where we are going to make transition, and whatever small change we do, it's going to impact the day-to-day work of customers. So focus on these things. So first of all, please note that in the rollout process, we have some important tips, some best practices suggested by Salesforce itself. Of course, then we are going to work in this best practices only. The sign of good developer or the sign of good admin is always how much this guy, a developer admin, is adhering with the best practices. Whenever people like me or any other people who take interviews in the market, we always check whether the candidate is sticking with best practice or not. For every requirement, there can be 10 solutions possible, no problem. But if you're not achieving, if you're not telling me that exact best practice solution, then in this case, there will be definitely a negative remark on you, even in interview. So always and always keep the best practices in your mind, nothing else. So here, first of all, we need to plan everything. The plan, like whether you're thinking to make the change for all the company people or only limited people, or let's say you're planning to go for which module, or let's say you want to give this kind of lightning experience for few objects. Whatever you want to plan it, it's not a problem. Nowadays no company is going with a full-fledged model of lightning, so you still have a good scope here to go step by step. Maybe in future, those people who are going to learn lightning late, after some months, after a few years, yes, they will have this trouble, or they will have this kind of problem where they have to completely migrate everything into lightning. Very few months will be remaining. Salesforce will be given the warning that by 2020, let's say June or January or July, lightning Salesforce classic is going to be closed, so quickly migrate to lightning, etc., etc. Okay, so exactly in the same format here also we need to plan, and the first thing we'll start with sandbox. I hope you guys know that there are two types of environment we always see in Salesforce. One is the production and one is sandbox. Of course, we will not touch it for many weeks unless we get result, unless we see confidence, unless we see quality in the work that we have done. So everything we are going to do here in the sandbox. So here in the sandbox you can enable lightning and then start working. Now for this purpose we have to understand, when you are going to enable any lightning, then we will not be starting immediately with all the people, all the users in the company. We will select some kind of handful of people in, to be precise, we call them as a profile. You know very well, as you're all coming from Salesforce background only. So profile is nothing but the department in the, in the company. So first of all, we will be deciding which department we are going to start first. So for this purpose, you can take, or you may take help of your management, your manager, so that they can speak with these people or select a team, and if they are ready to take proceed ahead with this new journey, then only with this process we are going to start. Okay, so mostly we select a department, that is a profile on which we are going to implement the lightning functionalities. So a question may come in your mind. So Shekhar, do you mean that you are saying here that whatever we will be doing in lightning, it will be affecting only one or two departments, and remaining all the people in the company will still have as usual classic experience? Yes, that is right, and this is one of the very important factor in a successful rollout. that you try to do the things, not a problem, mistakes can happen, but don't impact the entire company. Only impact to those people who are already having knowledge that you are doing something like this, who are confident on you, and who are ready to just have small flexibility. If the things goes here and there, they don't mind, not a problem, they are with you. So this way you need to create a list of your power users. So we call them as a power user in rollout plan, because these guys are going to be helping us to roll out the things and test whether everything is going fine or not. Now let's say you enable this. Let's say you enable this lightning functionality. Then what you need to do is something like this. Let me go to the Salesforce Classic and show you what kind of things we guys do. Go to Salesforce Classic. In the Classic, go to Setup. Now pay attention, this is interesting. There has been a new thing provided by Salesforce. Initially, it was a bit difficult, but now you guys are lucky that when you are starting the journey of Lightning, you have something easy to understand. Lightning Migration Assistant. There is one assistant for you. Click on that. He is going to help you. So you have to do the same thing in your org. Click on this and see what he is going to help you. Okay, so he's going to just tell you about the Lightning experience and to see just kind of understanding and all. Then click on check readiness. So whether your Lightning, whether your environment is ready for this process or not, so that you can select here, and you can just even click on the button. So here let me show you. So there will be a next button, so we can just click on that. You can see here, if you go to this in the readiness, if you come down, you will be having check readiness. Okay, so it will be telling you that what needed to, or what all important things are needed, or whether you're ready or not. So click on this check readiness. Then it's going to ask you whether you're allowing them to access. So your environment will be accessed by this readiness tool, and it will be checking by going to your environment, and it's going to test whether everything is fine, and whether we can proceed ahead for Lightning or not, which will recommend some actions. It will give some reports. So which product you want to choose. Let's go for, let's say, Sales Cloud and check readiness, or let's say both. That's also fine. And now here it will send us a report. Okay, and here the email will be sent to us in just short time. And here in this process we can just get some kind of advice from Salesforce for rollout plan, and we can just even follow some kind of best practices. Okay, so this way we can add it here. And now let me just see whether I got the rollout plan email. Just give 1 minute. I'm going to stop the screen as I'm opening my email. It mostly takes some time. It will not come quickly, even though they say few minutes, but it will take some time. Yes, it's not there. So we'll just continue, and maybe after some time, after a few minutes, we may get the rollout plan. So no, there is no rollout plan. Fine. So let's continue, and we'll again see after a few minutes whether we got the email, because I want to show you that email so that you guys will be confident from end-to-end things. So let's continue now. After this rollout plan, now by the way, there is a question in the chat box about the Marketing Cloud. No, Marketing Cloud is a paid version. It's a paid edition. Okay, so we need to pay money to Salesforce. It's not free in the developer edition. Click on next step. So click on next step, and let's get ready for that. Now the main thing. here we need to activate lightning in our in our org. Okay, so what we need to do, so first of all, before that you come to the preview. Okay, before that you'll come to preview, second third step, and click on preview. Now it's going to show you just a preview. It's not going to start. Don't worry about this. It's not going to start. This is just a preview. Okay, so it will show you that here whatever you will be getting as a result after lightning enablement, it will be looking like this. Just a preview. No action will be taken. Okay, now let me go back to that migration assistance. Okay, so just see how it goes in your company, how it looks, how you can work. So this way it will be giving you good confidence. And then next step is this. Okay, then after preview, go to the preview step which we saw. Then you go for the next step. By the way, spend some good time in the preview, so you will get the idea and everything. And let me show you the next step. Just give 1 minute. It's stuck. Get started. Then go for optimize and features. Yeah, so here now what we need to do is, first of all, what we need to do is create a domain. Okay, now just click on setup my domain, and let me show you what actually is the meaning of that. In the lightning we need to create a domain. Okay, so here the domain name comes as a unique name in which helps you to separate out yourself as a different brand. And here Salesforce advised to create a domain name to be have some more security, and we can just create it by this way. So for example, if you see, or if you see here in my environment, you will always see something at the top will be coming something like this. Everything will be starting with Shekhar 455 something like this, right? So this is nothing but a domain name I created. Okay, now here onwards, whatever will be there in my environment of Salesforce will be having the name Shekhar and 455, just like a domain, just like a container. This will help you for help me for security purpose, and also it will help me if I want to create some kind of service or product in Salesforce and selling it to someone else. My all elements will be contained with this separate domain name. Okay, so in lightning you need to create the domain. Now here I already created the domain, that's why it's not showing me the option, but you guys will be have option where you can just set the domain name. And let me just show you, just 1 minute, let me show you one image, because right now it will not show to me because I already created the domain. So let me just do one thing, show you one image what you will be seeing, because you guys will be having some different image because you guys have not created the domain. So let me just show you one thing. So I have saved this image because I know now once I create the domain, it will not be able to, it's not going to show me the option again. So that is the reason I created the domain image, and here you go. So this is important step, domain name you are going to create, and here we go. See, so first of all, you will see this page. Okay, not like my page. You will see this page. Then here you need to enter any unique name. Just simply 99% people add their company name or their name. That's it. Now my name was already used by someone else, so I use 455 something like this. Okay, and then check availability whether it's available or not. The way while getting any website name, you first check, right, whether it's available or not. Similarly, check. Then here onwards, whatever you enter, let's say you enter ABC, then ABC dash dev dash ed my salesforce.com will be always your URL. That is domain name. Okay. So enter this, check availability, and finally register domain. Within a few minutes, your domain will be secured, and now here onwards, you will be identified you will be identified in the entire world of Salesforce by Shekhar 455. For example, I will be identified by this, you will be identified by your name, etc. Okay, so domain you create because it's advised as a best practice for Salesforce to keep your entities separate and to keep Lightning environment secure, safe, and also when you're going to deploy Lightning components and all, you're going to sell something in the market in app exchange and all. Every time this will help you. Simple. Okay, so this way you create the domain name, that is important. Next, now let me go for the next thing, and you can give any name. Just try to ensure it's unique, not used by anyone else. Now once it is done, here you just created the domain. Then if you want to see the news on the Lightning page, then enable it. If you want to get the information about the social media accounts that you have or your leads, contacts, social media updates, select it here. You want to get some kind of notes quickly and you want to perform this kind of activity, yes, whatever you need, select it. Mostly we select everything because it's good to give more and more feature to customer, and click on next step. And now here is the important thing about setting up users. This is the very important thing by which way only you will be taking this big step. Here you are not going to impact the entire company. So what you can do here, whenever we create any users in Salesforce, first of all, you know very well, we work on the custom profiles, that you know very well, as you are all coming from Salesforce background. So you know very well, we have standard profile, we have custom profile. Mostly we don't work on standard profile because there are so many limitations to standard profile. Standard profiles will be having so much limits, we cannot customize them, we cannot make some good changes on that. So that is the reason we create our own profile, that is custom profile, and we start working, right? That you know very well. Now here Salesforce says the same thing we need to do here, and Salesforce says first of all ensure you're having some kind of custom profile, because if any user is having standard profile, please note here the standard profile will be giving by default lightning exposure. Let me write a couple of notes for this. So please note, lightning experience must pass through a rollout plan, else it will hamper entire org users. Okay, next thing, we so there was a small fluctuation, but no problem, neglect it, it's just a matter of few seconds, so not an issue. Let's continue. So we have four internet connections, so not a problem if any kind of thing happen with one internet connection or one service provider. Let's continue. Next, we always roll out lightning experience by or with, or let's say for some one or more one or more profiles. Okay, we mostly do this kind of activity. Another important thing It's a important interview question. Lightning experience, which I will say now here onwards, Lex. So better you remember by this. Okay. So lightning experience is by default enabled for standard profile. So if we have any users in this profile, mostly we will not have, then in this case you should be very careful, because if you enable lightning, immediately the user will be having the impact and he will start getting confused, and you will also feel confused that why this guy is getting impacted when I didn't even start for any profile. No, it will start by default for standard profile. Hence we hence we need to take care of this, or better keep all users in custom profile. So mostly this is the best practice that we follow. Mostly create the custom profiles and then add the users. Okay. Now let me go for that rollout plan. So here, first of all, click on whenever you are going to proceed for any kind of customer experience and all. And here what we can do is create a group of people, let's say 5, 10, 20 people, and tell them that we are going to start the lightning experience. So from tomorrow onwards we will be having this different look and feel. Not a problem, just try to see how it's working. Are you able to see all the benefits, all the features? Are you able to work on all the facilities? Is there any difficulty? This way, take them in confidence, and then once it is done, switch to lightning experience. Okay, that's it. So now, for this purpose, you click on switch users. Okay, now here, whatever users you have, whatever users you have, you can just let me click on that again. So whatever users you have, just select multiple users, not a problem, at a time, and that's it. Then you can go for the lightning experience. And please note that whenever you add any user of lightning experience, then they will be going to get the benefit of this lightning experience. And now they will be getting this option here, the way I get here. Can you see the last button option? switch to Switch to lightning experience. Okay, so this way they will get the option. Now whenever they want to go for lighting, they can go without impacting their ongoing process. That's it. Okay, so this way you can enable for the users as well, and they will be going with this pattern. Very useful, because it is not going to force them. And once all done, then the final thing is this. So click on next step, that is the turn on lightning experience. Everything is ready, everything is set. Now here, just enable this, and that's it. Your org will be lightning ready. A fantastic experience, a fantastic journey which your customer will have here onwards, and you will also have a very good journey, because it is nothing but the future of Salesforce. So that's it. Enable it and done. So you have learned now very important topic, that how actually step by step we will be moving from lightning to classic to lightning, and also some kind of processes, approaches that we generally follow. But let's go to the deep dive and see some more information about that, because it's important to understand all these important things. And let's proceed ahead. So here what you did, that as per the plan you have enlisted the power users, and you started testing the functionality. You means your power users, not you. Okay, because they know more than you in terms of the business. You are just a technical person, but they are a business person. They are business people, so they know more than you. And they are going to use more than you the Salesforce environment and all. You are just going to we are just going to create a workflow rule, or we will be creating just an apex class or trigger, but they will be using it, and they will be making all the day-to-day data entry. So check with them and note all those feedbacks coming from them. Each and every small feedback is going to help you in future, because if you work, if you see any issue right now only, you have good scope to correct it, because not more than 5, 10, 15 people are impacted. But if you neglect their feedback and then you roll out the lighting experience for entire company, and then again that problem came in front of you, that's definitely going to make a big blunder for you. And you may get a question from your management, then, that didn't you check this point before in the testing phase, because it's impacting now to our entire customer base. So work on the advices what is coming from them, and if there are any kind of new features and all, just check it out, because you are the only person who is going to guide to them. That is the reason I always tell my students of every lightning batch that when you're learning lex, and when you're learning lightning component, then there is a huge difference. This you are going to learn for you, the coding, the programming, whatever you are going to do, you are going to do for you. But this you are going to do for you plus your users, your customers, your clients. So don't think that this lightning experience knowledge is only limited to you. You cannot keep limited to you. You must share, you must guide, you must teach them, because this is what happened in the market. They will be regularly asking you in the lightning experience how to do this, how to do that. So learn lightning experience for you and your client. Next, then plan a phased rollout. So step by step, you can roll out the plan for various departments, one profile, another profile, and all. That's also possible. And once everything is done, all set, time to time, you can train them also. If you remember, I told you that this is one of the important expectation your customer will be having from you. They are not going to watch any video, or they are not going to see any kind of. They are not going to go for a training program and all. They will be asking you only to help them. And once all is set, step by step, all the people are happy on the sandbox, everything looks good, no problem by any department, okay, then the main step, go live, do the same thing on production, and that's it. Now then onwards, no need to worry about now classic, just focus on lightning experience. Now I will tell you a couple of tricks or techniques that we guys use in real time project. See, there are some tricks for which we use in tricks in rollout plan. So see, there are some tricks and techniques that we use for rollout plan. For example, this. Let's go to the Salesforce environment. I'm going to show you. Let's assume we have a department. Okay, so let me just show you. For example, go to the users. Let me just select any user. I want to see one custom profile from them. Let's take an example of this. Let's say this. There is a user called as Tom, and let's say he's present in this profile. Let the page get loaded. Okay. Now I want to make some kind of implementation. I want to take some steps for this department in terms of lighting. I don't care about other department. Let them enjoy. I don't worry. But for this department, I want to do something in lighting. Okay. Just do one thing. Just come to this profile page. Click on edit. Okay. Control F. Lightning. This one. If you enable this option, then these people present in this department can be lightning experience people. Okay, fine. Now I'll do one thing. I'll remove this. Okay, and one more thing. Let me just show you. Now let me show you one important thing. Let me go to now. Um, let me go for Tom Okay, so I'm going to do now one thing. I'm going to save these changes done in the profile. Okay, so just see here and click on save. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to again go for the list of users so that I can copy the username of Tom. So the username of Tom is this. Let me copy the username. Okay, then I'm going to log in, or I'm going to proceed for the Chrome browser. I want to log in by another user. So just did this. Okay, and click on login. This is Tom's login. Okay, I'm logging by Tom. So it's asking me some kind of verification code and all. So let me just quickly stop the screen and go to my inbox. So let me see. I got a message. Yes, I got the message 30071. Okay, let me just do that. Paste here and verify. Okay, now I am in Tom's login. Okay, now of course this is a classic experience for Tom. Okay, there is no doubt. And let me get rid of these things. So you can see now this is classic experience for Tom. Just click on this. Just click on this. There is there is no way for Tom to move to Lightning. You can see there is no such option by which Tom can move to Lightning experience. So this way you can control if any user, any department, not user by the way, any department is interested is to remain in Classic only, or let's say they don't want to take any kind of risk right now. They just want to go for the Salesforce experience of Lightning. Maybe after future, maybe everyone else will do that laterwards. Okay, but if suppose after that they are ready to go for this scenario and they are ready to work on Lightning experience, then you have to just do a small activity. Control F, Lightning, Control F, Lightning experience C. Enable now this Lightning experience user option. Okay, and just save this profile, save this profile, and come to Tom. Save this profile. Now come to Tom. So this is Tom's environment. Okay, now just click on this and see switch to Lightning experience. Okay, so this way it will help you to decide what you want to do on a particular profile level, and this will help you to decide whether you want to go for any kind of department or not. Okay, next, apart from that there is one more thing which you guys use or which you guys do in the real-time project. Let me tell you what is that. Now this is about one single user. Sorry, one entire department. But suppose sometimes what happens that in a department not all people are ready for this kind of activity. So in this case you have a very good feature here. What you can do is, let's assume in the entire department, let's say in the entire department we have 20 people. In this department, let's say 20 people are there, but only one person is ready for this rollout, and let's say his name is Tom, no one else. Then you don't work on the profile level, remove it from the profile level. Okay, so click on edit, Control F, Lightning experience you need to remove Lightning experience, and click on save. So now Tom is not going to have any facility of Lightning. Then you create a permission set. Okay, you create a permission set. So go for this option, permission set, so by which you can give this facility to only one person, two people, three people, five people, your wish. Click on permission set. Okay, now we create something like this. So lightning, okay, there is nothing like that. So let me click on new permission set, and let's say permission set for lightning users. This also we do sometimes. Okay, entire department is not ready, no problem, no issues. Just do this. Lightning users, select none so that any person can be part of this permission set. Okay, then you go for this option, system permissions. System permissions, at the end you will have this. Click on system permissions, control F, lightning. See, okay, lightning experience user. So just enable this, go to this edit option and enable lightning experience user. So come to L and this one, lightning experience user. Okay, now click on this option. Okay, and next save. Now even though I removed the lightning functionality for Tom's department, but still now this permission set, by attaching with Tom, I can achieve this. So click on manage assignments, click on manage assignments, then decide in your company which all users you would like to add. Please note these kind of things we prefer, we do in real-time project because we don't want to hamper everyone by making this change. So take care of all these steps properly, what I'm telling you. So now Tom is a part of this permission set. Okay, now you go to Tom, that is nothing but the Chrome, and just refresh the page. So you can see Tom is now able to work on the lightning experience. Tom is the only person in this department where we have 20, 30 more people, but they are not able to see this. Only Tom can see. This is also possible. These are called as power users who are ready to take this initiative, who are ready to help us, and who are ready to start the lightning experience in the entire department. These are called as power users gathering or generation. Okay, so these are again very important steps that we do regularly in real-time project. And once it is done, then let me tell you whatever we did as a summary. Remember, so what we did is, first of all, we need to enable the users. Okay, enable lightning for yourself using permission sets or profiles. Only work on user level, that is you, only single person, don't affect entire company. Then select the pilot users or power users who will be ready for lightning journey. And finally, once all going fine, everyone good with the current progress, then you can go for the group or department. Okay, so this way plan the things in a phase wise manner. Now I think there is a question in the chat box, let me see. um so there is a question in about the rollout, and is it related to selecting one user from every profile, assign them the permission set for lightning be assigned. So please note, there is no fixed definition of rollout. It's not like that we are going to add one person only from one profile. No, there is no fixed definition. It all depends on your company. So for example, in your company there are 20 departments and only one department is ready for that. That's also called as rollout. Out of 20, 10 departments are ready, 10 departments are not ready. That's also rollout. All 20 departments are ready. That's also rollout. In simple words, rollout means start with the minimum impact and end with the maximum impact. Simple. Okay. So it all depends on your company's people, how they are going to cooperate with you, or how they are going to support you in this journey. There is now one important thing that I'm going to tell you about this um, process. Please note, now this is very important thing. So here I'm going to give you now the detailed understanding how we need to plan the things and how we need to work on that. So please pay attention. The final detailed step, which actually is nothing but called as three level step: discover, roll out, and optimize. Now the detailed discussion and the final point of today's session is this. So now let me tell you a detailed analysis, a detailed step what we need to do step by step. Please pay attention. First of all, you start with the discover, learn about lighting experience, identify stakeholders and executive sponsors. So here, as I said, we will be finding out the key people who are ready to help us educate your company. And by the way, review feature comparison charts or conduct gap analysis, that is difference between lighting and experience. This is totally focused for getting this, for this purpose. Because if your company is already going with classic and they're very happy with that, it's very difficult for you to convince them for this. And by the way, you will definitely do this because you need this. So you will not stay here. You will convince you, that is you means your management, your manager, your company will definitely do this. So whoever paying you money for Salesforce classic maintenance service or project building or whatever, your company will definitely do this. So try to tell them it's not about only money, but also they are going to get the benefits. So it's not like that we are just fooling them and we are just taking the money. No, it's not like that. You are taking the money, that's correct, but you are giving them one of the best experience in the Salesforce, efficient way of working in Salesforce, mobile, iPads, work from anywhere. So this way, this kind of benefits you are giving, but remember, this will not come for free. You have to put some good efforts, explain them, educate them, that is the stakeholders who are going to take decisions of this, tell them what is the gap between this and this kind of thing you have to do. If they are not aware about lighting experience and your management is deciding now to ensure that we will be moving to lightning by taking their approval and all, so you may be working in this phase as well. If you are lucky enough, if your customer is already aware about lightning, then he only will say, guys, will go for lightning, tell me how much will be the costing. That way you'll be able to directly work on that. Okay, so remember this. For this process, you should be having good knowledge of lightning. If in the meeting your stakeholders are asking you some kind of questions and you only, let's say you only don't know the answer or you are just looking here and there, then how will you get the confidence, right? So the confidence should reflect in your statements, on your face, and by looking at you, by looking at your confidence only, these guys will take a risk of changing their current process of millions of dollars of business process. They will be taking a risk only because of your statement and your confidence, and they will say, okay, let's go to lightning if you say so. Okay, then comes the rollout plan. So this is mostly for those people who are technical people, developer, admin, and all. These are for those people who are BAs, or let's say team leaders, or let's say project managers, or working in a small company where just 2 3 people will be working in a team of Salesforce, and you will be direct having connection with like customers. Then at that time you can just tell or put this point ahead to customer that, sir, or can we proceed for lightning, or can we have a meeting, I would like to tell you something about lightning. And this way only you initiate, because this way only your company will generate the revenue. And finally, in the rollout plan, we saw the same thing: identify users for pilot, identify the and activate super users, that is the key users for this, who are going to start working in a full-fledged manner. In the pilot users, those guys will be working on just for kind of testing purpose and all, that is optional. But if some people are but if you are willing to start with some people, then you go for pilot or super users, not a problem. Those users who are ready to start working, then create project schedule, define measures of success, this is required because your stakeholders will ask you time to time what's happening, what's the status, is everything going fine, can you tell me the progress, because still we are not confirmed whether we'll go for lightning or not. So don't feel that we are in a rollout phase, so now that's all done, we will get the revenue, we all is fine, our customer will pay the money to us. No, 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 it's not like that. Until and unless you will satisfy your customer, and until and unless go live happen, you cannot judge the unclear mind of customers. Tomorrow they can, at any point of time they can say, guys, let's cancel this plan, we are not ready for that. Simple. What you will do? So for this process, always be on your toes until and unless customer goes to live. Next, so define measures of for success, and this way keep on updating your management that how the things are going on in a better manner, how efficiently you guys are getting benefit, that is their team members, their company people. Create and execute marketing and training strategies, how we are going to train you guys, how we are going to help you for this all process. Customize and test it, and finally go live. And this way, by this go live, you can take a relief now, because now this is confirmed deal when you go for live mode. And now after this, time to time you have to optimize, you have to work on your lighting experience, because now here onwards your customers will be regularly pinging you, asking you how to do this, how to do that, I'm not able to see this, this is not working fine, this is something good in light classic, why I can't see in the lightning, etc, etc, etc. So for that you have to evaluate current post launch state, survey business users how the things are going on, are they happy, use reports and dashboard to track metrics and feedback. So this way you can just create your own reports, your own dashboard, to see whether everything is fine or not, and deliver summary to executive sponsors, because we need to keep on updating them as per our business deal, because we have taken the responsibility to give them a successful, a better platform which they felt they are already having in classic, but we pushed them, we told them no, no, go for lightning, there is better, something better, and there is something more for you. And this way we need to give them the needed confidence, because it all depends on trust. They are trusting you because they know that you will give them the quality service, because they don't know anything about Salesforce. And this trust factor we need to always maintain while working with customers. And that's all with this today's session. One of the very important thing we have learned today, the strategies. So thank you for your presence. And one more free sessions we have completed. If you have any kind of questions, any kind of doubts, quickly ask me, or else we will close the session. Any kind of questions, any kind of doubts, please type in the chat box. And before typing, please ensure you are selecting Shekhar presenter in the chat box. Great. Almost everyone is saying that they are all clear, no doubts. Yeah, fine. Thank you for that. If you find out the session is very good and very useful, my pleasure to help you guys by these free sessions, which we have planned for few initial sessions. Yeah, that's it. So everyone looks clear. Let's meet now on the next Saturday, that is 23rd of September, 7 o'clock India time. Till then, have a great week ahead. Enjoy your work. I'm signing off. See ya. Keep on mailing for anything in between that. See ya.